Why, good morning, you beautiful souls. I hope you're having a wonderful day thus far. And today marks our beginning of the full moon cycle. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's really an opportunity for you to capitalize on these full moon energies. And as you may know, we have a super moon this Wednesday. And not only that, we have a lunar eclipse. Now, think about it like this: every time there's a lunar eclipse, anytime there's a solar eclipse, these are opportunities. You can see them as like a gateway, a portal for you to make a choice in your life to ascend or continue the kind of roller coaster of personhood. And in a full moon cycle, we have 3 days of readiness, the day of the full moon itself when we receive the energies, and 3 days after of the assimilation and application of what we are receiving. So this morning is very important to, throughout the day, starting with this satsang, to simply set an intention. Allow yourself to fully direct your heart towards the highest aspiration of your truth. What is it you seek to let go? What is it you seek to transmute and transform, to heal, to level up, whatever it is you choose to call it? Now is an opportunity to simply take a moment, close your eyes, relax, and set this highest aspiration of the heart. Allow this intention to be pure. It doesn't involve anyone else, it involves you. This life is a game of me, myself, and I. So direct your heart towards something that will fully transform you to be the purest self you know you are, to unlock that latent potential within. And as we begin, I lovingly invite you into this space of the heart so that your higher self should knowing. When you hear the first 3 taps of the bell, with each sound of the bowl as it rings, we want to take a nice deep breath in. And as we release our breath into an exhale, we want to transform that into an Om chant, allowing this divine chord to resonate and begin to set our intention to manifest it through our words and our hearts. Simply allowing ourselves to let go of all temporary distractions and rest within our heart. Giving our full attention to this moment, to our own observation and witnessing, to the flow of life itself. When you hear this final tap of the bell, again, as the bowl rings, take a nice deep inhale, as long as you can, filling yourself up with the prana and chi around you. And with the exhale, simply shift your attention to the sound of the bowl as it fades into silence. As we then shift our focus to the calm, the quiet, the emptiness and nothingness itself. The full moon we're approaching in the ancient Aztec calendar marks the sixth solar cycle. As all things go, it is an ending but a beginning, a death and a rebirth. It's up to each of us using our own free will and intuition to consciously choose which we seek. In this moment, we set this intention of the heart so we may manifest the life in which we know that not only we seek, but that is our right. We are each gods and goddesses of creation and manifestation. It is our birthright to experience the life we seek. Life has many ways of presenting us with these opportunities to manifest and create the world in which we know we can live in, but ultimately it takes each of us. Set out this highest aspiration of your heart and your mind. Whether you are saying it to yourself internally or simply visualizing yourself with that end goal achieved, direct your heart towards this highest truth. Give reverence to this beautiful gift and opportunity that life presents us. And in these days leading up to that full moon and lunar eclipse, remind yourself, humble yourself, express gratitude, simply be. Witness life for what it is, a great mystery, a game of love, and a playground of exploration and new experiences. Here in these moments of sitting, we simply allow ourselves to open up, to silence, dissolve, and transcend all doubts, fears, feelings of uncertainty and angst. So we may unfold into the pureness and tap into the potential that is infinitely waiting us to harness our own godlike ability as we transmute the lesser into the greater, the negative into the positive, the lower into the higher. We begin this process of alchemy of self, transcending personhood and entering into this human being, the spirit embodied, grounded and rooted in source knowing, understanding oneness in this concept of others is simply perceived as such. And it's in this same knowing that when we resonate with our highest truth, we uplift the whole. For there is no such thing as separation. All is one. For yourself now, in this moment, throughout the days leading up to the full moon itself and beyond, call forth the golden Christ energy within and all around. Understand that this Christ energy goes beyond a person. For each of us stems from this pure force of love and light. Request, command, allow yourself to open up to this golden light Christ energy of love and transformation, that it may resonate, uplift, and allow you to transcend all lesser natures on all planes and dimensions, that you may resonate with the highest truth of oneness and love, that its golden energy may heal you, transform you into the perfect being in which you are, that it will detach and separate you from anything holding you back from these grand truths of our being. Recognize you are life itself. It's always wanting our success, but we must recognize the journey begins when we come home to our truth, dissolving away the barriers and boundaries of separation and coming into the oneness, recognizing simply there is only one force at play, and that stems from the Creator, the grand consciousness, the primordial energy, the eternal fire. And our window of awareness, our sense of self, stems from that one vital force of love and light. And when you align yourself with these truths, life will open up the doors of many opportunity and new experiences. So no matter what your highest aspiration is, your goal and focus of this full moon, we allow ourselves to open up our heart to this understanding, to our evolution, to our upliftment and that of all, through this understanding that there is only one force at play that unites us. This concept of perceived others is but illusion, that we may all fully tap in and awaken to these grand truths to materialize and manifest these highest aspirations of our heart. For we can only create through this source power. And it's also the reason why we can create. For again, you are a God and Goddess of creation, so make your life how you see it. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we draw in all the prana and chi around us in this great ether, with our exhale, we release all doubts, all sensations of hesitancy and angst and fear. With our next breath, again, drawing in all that loving light. In our exhale, we remove anything that feels that we don't deserve it, awakening to the divine birthright that each of us is granted, experiencing life at its fullest, understanding ourselves at our purest, and manifesting these highest aspirations of the heart. With your next breath again, draw on that loving light, envisioning each cell resonating and vibrating in this truth of the one, as it transforms each and every cell, heals and repairs our DNA, readies this body for this next phase of life and evolution. As we exhale, we release any tensions, negativity, foreign bodies that seek to hold us back from this awakening. Simply marinate in yourself. It's important that these days leading up to the full moon that you simply take time to be. Allowing the mind, emotions, and sensations to drop away, and to simply marinate in the peace and calm that is the aroma of our pureness. Remain as we are, as this witness, this knower. And as we transcend this concept of self, we enter into the ground of being that is all in one. Simply marinate in your pureness. Come to this understanding that what we are has never left us. This peace, this love, this harmony is our base state. And in the days around and leading up to the full moon, and the full moon itself and beyond, this cycle will test and challenge each being. For the energies we're receiving as this cycle concludes and begins are immense. Fall in love with the truth of your being and remain unswayed in any challenge and obstacle that life presents you. Let go of the influence of emotions, sensations, and thought, and recognize all are observed. They're temporary. Now is the time to come to understand and fall in love with your intuition, that instantaneous knowing, as the highest self speaks through and echoes through your heart, as life in the universe itself flows through you. Unfold into the youth, the childlike self, so rooted in life and present in this moment called now. Bring your heart back to this highest aspiration in which you seek. And as you have this personal intention set, take it a step further. How can this personal aspiration be applied to the whole? How can my own upliftment and beingness raise the vibration and consciousness of all around? Understand that each light awakened in this world illuminates many others, naturally, effortlessly. One simply needs to be themselves, and that is the service unto humanity in which we all must seek. And we take this a next step further. As this full moon cycle begins and these days approach to the lunar eclipse, we allow ourselves to open up to this next intention and aspiration of our heart, that the world may awaken, that those asleep will be jostled up, that those clinging on will simply let go, and that those that are struggling may find peace and solace, and the knowing of oneness in which we all are. So each of us light workers, healers, awakened ones, developing and unfolding always. May continue this life in a beautiful earth, this heaven on earth in which we create ourselves. When you hear the next tap of the bell, again, as the sound of the bowl rings, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, proclaim with love and confidence a mighty as your divine chord resonates and reverberates around you. Allow the heart to shine through in those highest aspirations for yourself and these highest aspirations for the world. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. No better way to start the day. Thank you again for joining me this morning. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And perfect time for any questions if you have them. Feel free to type those out in the chat. But again, it's important to understand that this is truly an opportunistic time. The types of celestial alignments we're having with different planets, with the lunar eclipse, with it aligning with the Aztec calendar of the solar cycles, we must recognize that these past few years have been leading up to some very opportunistic moments for transformation and change, for healing and awakening. So don't miss out on this one. 3 days before our full moon is marked today. So carry yourself with grace, with humility, with understanding that there's going to be a lot of energies coming in, a lot more than we're used to. And I'm serious when I mean about the alignments. Like, some of these planetary alignments don't happen for like another 187 somewhat years, like 200 years for others, and even longer for more. So these are the crazy gifts that we receive being manifested right now. So understand that you're here for a reason. And the ultimate purpose of life before our journey can truly begin into finding our purpose and all these other aspects of our experience is waking up to our truth. That source knowing. That is truly the beginning of self-mastery. So allow yourself to spend time in nature, to disconnect from electronics, to distance yourself from those that bring you down, and simply be at peace with yourself. Spend some time in silence, and as in the meditation it came up, evoke that golden Christ energy. Each of us is Christ. It's not religious, it's not spiritual, it's the understanding that each of us is a spark of the one perfect being. We ourselves are that perfect pureness. But when we get caught up and identified with the person, with the temporary, we forget that. Call upon that higher self to guide you, that multi-dimensional beingness that is you, and begin to harness your powers as a god and goddess of creation and manifestation. So when you call upon these golden Christ energies, ask that they help you heal, transform, awaken on this multi-dimensional front. to uplift you and all around, and to bring you closer to this truth and knowing of self and one. Whatever resonates with your heart, whatever you feel you need, demand it. Ask and ye shall receive. Thy will shall be done. Speak it into existence. Begin to harness your powers now. And when the full moon comes, after these 3 days of really consciously taking time for this transformation, for this receiving of grace and energy, you're going to awaken feeling refreshed and renewed. You may instantly see these things just drop away and not be a problem. Life will present you the opportunity to put that to the test. So stay true to your heart. Fall in love with the pureness, the stillness, the quiet, the calm, and take some time to simply fall in love with your truth again. So, with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. Thank you again for tapping in. Smash that like, and I'll see you Wednesday. I mean, again, the Wednesday satsang, the lunar eclipse, and full moon itself all align on the same day. Whew, it's exciting. So take some time again to spend moments with yourself and nature. Ground yourself. Remain in that state of love and knowing. And take care. Peace.